Hello. Today I'd like to talk about three different website platforms, Wix, Squarespace, and WordPress, and my thoughts about them. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons, and let's just start by looking at a few sites just out of interest. I've got these three sites. One of them is WordPress, one of them is Wix, and one of them is Squarespace. So this first one is my own website. It is a WordPress website. And there's also, if you're interested in seeing some other websites that are built on WordPress, blah, 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 there's a whole selection of websites I've made, and you can see they're quite different, but you might also start to see the similarities. We have navigation, we've got words, we've got buttons, we've got videos, we've got text, we've got pictures, all the normal things you'd expect on a website. Let's go to Dominique Oyston's website. This is a Wix website. So just like the WordPress site, there's navigation, there's words, there's pictures, there's buttons, there's pictures, words, links, there's all kinds of different things. So that's a Wix website. And then this one is a Squarespace website. This is Danny Gardner's website. And this is a gorgeous website, just like the other ones. It's got navigation, it's got pictures, it's got words, it's got buttons, it's got little decorations. They've all got basically the same stuff. So I can understand why it is confusing for people to decide which WordPress platform they want to go. I mean, which website platform they want to go on. I also am doing a video about the different e-commerce options covering WooCommerce, Shopify, and StudioCart. So you'll see that video. I'll link it up there. So let's start with Squarespace. I mean, Squarespace has beautiful templates, so that makes it very easy. Both Wix and Squarespace, if you're trying to build your own site, I think it's beautiful. Both those platforms do a lot for you in terms of having great templates and sort of laying it all out for you and making it pretty intuitive. You just pay one fee and you kind of get everything, SSL updates, integrations with email services. Both of them, I think you can do e-courses and you can turn them into stores. Both of them you can start with a free version and then transfer over to a paid version. My one negative I'd say about Squarespace is once I've chosen a template, then I can really only use certain fonts. Like, say they've decided that this H2 font is always in all caps and it's always this particular color. It's always going to show up in that way in the template, and that really icks me. Like, I like to have a bit more control over my fonts. And the other thing is that the ongoing monthly fee can be quite high. And what I notice after 10 years of mentoring business people and getting people online is that sometimes those overhead costs that are very high can really be damaging when people are trying to get a fledgling business up, especially if it's a heart focused, soul journey kind of business. That just having that pressure of, oh my God, but the website's like $80 a month, that can be really debilitating. Um, so that's my two cons about Squarespace. Now, Wix is very similar to Squarespace in that you can start with free. They have heaps of layouts. The main difference is that with fonts, you can have complete control over fonts. I guess the Wix templates aren't as gorgeous as the Squarespace templates. Like, they do have gorgeous templates. And again, really high ongoing costs, but it does integrate with the course platform. It will link up with an e-commerce if you want to sell stuff. So, it does integrate with MailChimp, and you just pay the one fee, you get SSL updates, everything, with that one payment. So, yeah, if you were going to create your own site without the help of a website developer and you have plenty of time to figure it all out, then I think Wix would probably be my pick over Squarespace, which I can't believe I'm saying, but just because a little bit more control over the design aspects of the site. But if you don't know anything about design, you might be better off just go with Squarespace and have that limited visibility options, and that will bring a lot of cohesion to your website. So there is some value in the constraint that Squarespace is trying to hold you to there. Um, and the same with that higher ongoing cost, I find it can just put you in a scarcity place, which I don't think is very helpful. Plus, with any website, by the time you've gone through the whole process of creating your website, you will have learnt a lot, and then you may as well become a website developer. It is so much to learn. So, really, my main tip is just probably get help from someone, save the money in an ongoing way, and get set up on WordPress because that's what I love about WordPress. The only thing I would say about WordPress is there is a free version and they will let you upgrade to have your own domain, but it's still very limited. So I don't recommend that you go in that pathway. I have had a couple of clients who have gone in that free site pathway and then we've upgraded them so they've got their own domain and they can have themes, but it's still quite limited. I recommend instead that you go with this other version of WordPress where you buy your domain and hosting and you set WordPress up through your cPanel. Now I know this is all getting very jargony. But again, like WordPress, you can use themes to control the display so that it will do the same thing as Squarespace and Wix do, that when you look at the site, you edit the site. And so I use a tool called Divi that lets me look at the site as I edit it. And there's another one called Elementor you can use. So you look at it and you edit what you see. And then the other great things are plugins, which help you to do more jobs. So you can put on WooCommerce plugin and turn it into a store. You can put on a course platform plugin and turn it into a course, an e-learning platform. You can do all kinds of things with plugins. And I think that's what I love most about WordPress is you can have a very simple site with just a few pages, not even a blog, or you can have a few pages in a blog, or you can go full steam and have a really complete website doing all kinds of things, all inside your one website. So you don't have to have this payment for that platform and that payment for that platform. So I guess my one thing with WordPress is not everybody finds it easy to use. So even though you might save money by just paying for your domain and hosting, which is about $200 a year, you will probably end up paying a website developer to help you get it set up. But that is a one-off cost that then once you've learned how to use your site, you could maintain it yourself. And I do have lots of resources on how to do WordPress website updates if you have the Divi theme and all kinds of stuff you'll find on my website if you want to go and have a dig around. So my favorite is definitely WordPress with the Divi theme. I guess, yeah, I think I've outlined the pros and cons. So let me know if you have more questions. I hope this video was helpful. Sorry about the jargon. If I've gotten really jargony, it is a bit hard to avoid, but if you want to talk about it, feel free to book a free chat with me. I'm really happy to discuss it or ask me questions in the comments. I can make more videos to help make it clearer. Hope you have a beautiful day. Mwah. See you soon.